to ignore negative manifestations and attract whatever you want by doing this. So, my name's Shake Doocy. Today's a fantastic day. I'm excited to share this with you, how to ignore negative manifestations, because this is the number one thing that blocks people from getting what they want in life. So if you're excited about that, go ahead and hit the like button right over there. That's the sponsor for today's video, is the like button. So hit the like button right over there on the side to support this channel and send it out to more people. And let's dive right into this. Okay, so one of the number one things that blocks people from getting what they want in life is they don't know how to ignore negative, quote-unquote, manifestations. So like they log into their mobile banking and there's no money in it, or they don't get what they want, or a relationship doesn't work out, or something they thought was going to work out doesn't, or they attract something that they don't want. And what happens is we react to it and internalize it. So we're conditioned to react to what we see or hear. And when we do that, we're living at a very small bandwidth of reality. So you want more money, and then you look at your mobile banking and there's still no money in there. So you might say, I am broke, or this isn't working. But as soon as you do that, what you're doing is affirming the past over again. Your bank account is only a representation of the past. Your dating life is only a representation of the past. So whatever you're presently seeing, it doesn't indicate what's more to come. In fact, it could just be that your higher self has manifested a stalemate where things aren't happening as quickly as you want, so that you finally learn this principle of how to not react or overreact to negative manifestations. Now, what's very important to understand is what you're seeing and hearing isn't absolute truth. A lot of times we see our bank account, we see our love life, we get fired from a job, something doesn't work the way that we want, we see we're heavy on the scale, and then we think, therefore, I'm fat, or I'm ugly, or I'm unlovable. We see these outer representations, and we think they're absolute truth. They're not absolute truth. In fact, if you blow a dog whistle, you can't hear a dog whistle, right? But you blow it anyways. Why do you blow it? Because the dog can pick the sound up that you can't. It can hear more than you can. There's more energy of sound than our physical senses can pick up. So this reality is a relative truth, not an absolute truth. Now, if there's sound you can't hear, there's also energy you can't see. Because Albert Einstein showed us that everything is energy, matter and energy are one and the same, and time is an illusion. If time is an illusion, all the energy that ever was and ever will be, all potential realities, are happening right now. They're just happening at vibratory frequencies that we cannot see. Just like a dog whistle is happening at a vibratory level that you cannot hear, there is energy happening that you cannot see. But in order to manifest that energy, that possibility that you cannot see, you have to stop reacting to your present bank account, to your present love life, to your present blah, 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 blah. Something that changed my life is what Bob Proctor said. He said, does your thinking control your bank account, or your bank account control your thinking? And I realized my bank account was controlling my thinking. Whatever the digits were, that was who I thought I was and how capable I was, and I thought whatever was in there was determining what the future was. So I and you have a free mind. We have a conscious mind. We have the ability to think whatever it is that we want to think. Now, when we grasp this, we're free from the past. So comment down below, my inner world creates reality. Comment down below, my inner world creates reality. Comment that down below, my inner world creates reality. So in order to manifest something different, we have to be able to live from that inner reality that we're speaking of, as opposed to reacting to the outside stimulus or stimuli around us. And in order for this to be easier, we've got to understand the psychology behind this and the neuroscience behind this. So every time we have a thought or emotion, look at your bank account and it doesn't have the money you want or whatever, what you're doing, you could do it with your love life, getting denied at a date, it could be with anything. What you're doing is you're firing nerve cells because you're reacting to something. Every time you have an emotion or a thought, you fire nerve cells in your brain. There's something in neuroscience called Hebb's law. It says that nerve cells that fire together wire together. So what this is telling us is that based off of the way we react to our environment, we build neurological connections, we build synaptic connections in our brain that ultimately then control how our brain produces reality. Which is a huge paradox because our brain is responding to our emotions and thoughts about our present environment. But if your present environment isn't what you want and you keep reacting to it, you keep telling your brain to reinforce that reality, so your brain keeps reproducing it, then you get that reality again, then you react to it again, then you continue to fire more nerve cells that wire in that same neurological pattern, and then you keep producing that, your brain keeps producing that reality unconsciously again, then you keep seeing it again, so then you react to it again, and it's this downward cycle where what we think and feel wires our brain, then our brain produces reality, then we think and feel in response to reality, which further wires our brain. So we have to actually begin to ignore the negative manifestations of our life and not give them emotional credence. Otherwise, we're reinforcing them in our brain. And the best way to do this is to simply recognize that it's not part of your belief system. Start to see it as a barometer of the way you used to think, not of what's more to come. That's not part of my belief system. You have a conscious mind, you have a subconscious and a conscious. The subconscious controls 95% of your life, it's your habitual mind. Then you have a conscious mind, and that's the ability to reject or accept any ideas. So you can reject your present bank account. You can reject the absence of love and failed relationships in your life. You can reject that and say that, all of this just prepared me for this moment and now I'm destined for fantastic things. When you start to reframe your own thoughts and you remember that everything is energy, so all possibilities already exist, then the truth that I say often becomes very important. To think what you want to think, regardless of appearance, is truth. So thought is how you express universal energy. You're one with God, you're one with this universal intelligence. And you express this universal intelligence, the will of this universal intelligence, through your own thought and your mental faculties. So to think what you want to think, regardless of the appearances in your life, the circumstances in your life, that's truth. Why? Because being able to freely think is you expressing the godlike qualities that you have within you. Your present environment and thinking in response to it is just an illusion, albeit a very powerful one because we reinforce it with our own neurological functions in our brain. It's still an illusion. So the goal here is, how can I start to get emotionally involved in my inner pictures? So the first way to start to do that is to visualize correctly, which means starting to close your eyes and imagining the future you intend to create as if it already exists. Everyone's always visualizing, it's just that most people are visualizing the things that they don't want. Visualizing correctly means you know that it already exists, and so you're getting excited about it, you're feeling the emotions of it. Why is that important? Because the way you feel is what fires nerve cells. So your brain doesn't know the difference between what is real and what's not real. It just responds to how you feel. So when you react to negative manifestations, your brain wires in the same way that you would react to positive things you're visualizing over and over. Your brain doesn't care what's happening, it just cares the emotions that you have to it, and then your brain starts to build neurological patterns based off of that. So when you can start to not only believe in a future that doesn't exist, but you can start to feel that future, what happens? You start to pull it from the quantum field. And then slowly but surely, the outer reality becomes secondary to your inner reality. Because your inner reality is the one that's truth. That's you expressing the highest form of creation, which is your ability to think. So the question is, can you believe, can you practice gratitude for a future that has not been made manifest yet? And the answer is yes. And to the degree that you and I can do this is to the degree we can start to manifest new experiences. So what I invite you to do is start practicing closing your eyes and start practicing giving thanks for a future that has not been made manifest yet. By made manifest, we're talking about here with our eyes that we can see. Technically, it is manifested just at an energy level beyond what we can see, much like the dog whistle is something that you cannot hear, but it still is existing on another frequency beyond what your senses are conditioned to perceive. So, just because you see something doesn't mean it's truth. In here is truth. Start saying, thank you, but that's not part of my belief system. I'm the one that creates my own belief system. And you start to free yourselves from the negative manifestations and constantly reacting to the present environment of your life. So thank you for watching this video. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. If you haven't yet, the second mind is right there down below. Now, I realized that I had a lot of trouble with this early in my journey, so what I did is I created a software originally for myself to start retraining my brain to have the money I wanted, the success I wanted, the love I wanted, the friendships I wanted, and the impact in the world that I wanted to have. I started convincing my brain I had it. And I had a lot of trouble with that because I felt like I had a lot of negative beliefs and patterns. So I created this software for myself originally to reprogram my brain, and the results were astounding. And so now well over a few 100,000 people from all over the world have used it. It's free to demo. It's right there down below. It's thesecondmind.com right there down below. That's thesecondmind.com. It's right there down below. You'll see it pinned to the comments. So go ahead, demo that right now and start training your brain to live from your second mind. And then hit the like button on this video right over there and comment down below, I create my reality. Comment down below, I create my reality. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification right over there. The bell notification is what's going to notify you for new videos. So even if you're already subscribed, just double check you've actually hit the bell notification right over there on the side. The second mind, right there down below. Brainwash yourself for the success that you want and live from your inner world.